Well, hey there, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you guys being here with me, spending your time and attention here at the utter depths of the entire internet. My name is Kyle. I've been an online reseller for the past 14 years or so. I'm a six-figure income earner. Online reselling, it is my primary source of income. In this video, I'm talking about what I think is the single most important, perhaps the single most important thing that's going to determine our success and failure as resellers. So we have so many unique challenges and perspectives in what we do as resellers, and each of our businesses and business models, they all come with challenges of doing business. Some people have challenges in finding access to inventory, or good inventory, cheap inventory, or inventory at all. Some folks have issues with time management or financial management. There's so many different kinds of challenges that we all face, completely unique, and there could be compounding issues for each of us, and they can be pretty overwhelming. And as you guys know, if you're a YouTube reseller content consumer like I am, you'll notice that over the past 6 months there's been an explosion of videos, including myself a couple weeks ago, talking about all the resellers that have upped and quit the game. For a variety of reasons, not just quitting on eBay. Some are actually quitting the business entirely because of the challenge they face. Answering this particular question, I think it's not necessarily just about reselling, and being that this is reselling content, that's what we're gearing it towards. But in everything we do, anytime you're in pursuance of a goal, or in pursuance of something that you want, something you desire, answering the question of why do you want it, and making it extremely personal, not a shallow answer, not a scratching the surface answer. Say, go in depth more. What is it about reselling that's really going to keep you in the game in the long run? If your why is not strong enough, then it's going to be easier to quit. It's going to be easier to move on to the next thing. It's going to be easier just to truly give up, versus if you have a strong enough why, you will find a way. Your will is your way. If you were to ask me, for example, the reasons that I love reselling, or why I am a reseller, is because over the past 30 years of my life, I've worked for over 45 or maybe even 50 different companies at this point in my life. And reselling is the first and is the only opportunity, the only job that, and I have had other businesses as well. This is the first business that I have found true freedom, or the closest thing to true freedom of running my own business. I can go anywhere and do this. I don't have to get up and I don't have to respond to any particular schedule other than the obvious, sticking to if eBay needs something or customers need something. Obviously that's inherent, but that's inherent no matter what we do almost. But that's the simple stuff. But I don't have to go work for somebody else. I don't have to punch somebody else's time card. If I have sick days, I can take a sick day. That reselling is scalable. If I need more money, then I'll go make more money. If I want to go on vacation, I don't have to ask anybody. I don't need permission from anyone but myself of making my own schedule. Always keep in mind and ask yourself why. Why do you want to do this? And find a strong connection to that answer that comes from your heart. It's not just about making money, but there's a reason behind making the money, whether it's for take care of your family, to get out of debt so you can move on to something else with bigger financial lofty goals, selling for a house, going on a vacation, something to treat, buying me iced coffee, whatever that goal is. If it means something to you, whatever it may, just make sure it truly speaks to your heart, makes and really means something to you, because then all the struggles and all the sacrifices will be a lot less sharp when they come, and you will find ways around them, and they'll just feel more like inconveniences and mini obstacles rather than coming to a standstill or feeling the need to quit. You will find a way around it with a strong enough why. Or when you drive a half hour to a thrift store and there's absolutely no inventory, you drive an hour and a half in another direction and there's literally no profits to be had because everything is so severely overpriced. When this kind of thing happens, when you have a strong enough why, you're willing to get back in your car and drive 2 hours to another store because you know it's a numbers game and it's just a matter of chance, and that was just bad luck and it wasn't a debilitating waste of your finances and time. But there's always going to be like a new sun rising as long as you have a strong enough why. Or when there's some sort of scam, and if you've been selling on eBay or online at all, you've probably been part of a scam. So whenever there's a scam or eBay sides and the buyer's side, and they obviously are both in the wrong, when those things happen, it'll be easier to just shrug those things off rather than some debilitating loss, and you'll still want to keep going. If you don't live near thrift stores, you don't live near access to any good inventory, then you find out, well, if I drive 2 hours this way or 3 hours this way, or if I find some Facebook Marketplace, which I don't want to do, but I'm going to scour Facebook Marketplace to find inventory, all these things, rather than being this enormous struggle that you don't want to deal with, they become necessary as part of the game and part of your success. And when you have that strong enough why, it's not a big deal. You will make it happen. And that's why it's so important to ask, why are you a reseller? What does reselling provide for you? What is it about this business that is so important to you that you will find a way that you want to make it work no matter what happens? Because we all know a lot of people who treated this, got into this, tried out some reselling to make a few quick bucks, thinking it was somewhat of a get-rich-quick scheme. And if that's your guidance on this journey, then when struggles start to happen and you're not in it for the right reasons, you are most definitely going to hang it up and quit and move on to the next thing. And obviously this should go without saying, there's absolutely nothing wrong with quitting reselling. This is not about discouraging or disparaging people who decide to not become resellers or stick with reselling. No, this is just about if you are reselling and you want to make it work long term, you really have to investigate and explore and find a strong why, so you can deal with all the challenges that online reselling really comes with the territory. So this past weekend I was up in North Carolina, the Davidson, North Carolina area. I was up there because over the next year and a half, I'm looking for a new place to move to. And there's a lot of cool areas that I've been curious about that on my travels I've kind of marked on the map of places of interest and possible places to relocate to. So over the next year and a half, I'll be scouting, going to a lot of different places, and part of the scouting process is going to these areas to see what kind of thrift stores and such they have in the market, as it's important to me to be in a decent area full of thrift stores. It's definitely at least something definitely to consider, and it's pertinent to this week's topic because that's one thing I absolutely love about reselling. I've talked about it multiple times on the channel, is that I can resell from anywhere, and you can. That's not just me. Anybody can resell from wherever they go. There's always opportunity. Obviously, there are certain areas that are like blackout areas, especially in the great out west, maybe where towns are few and far between, or there's just small towns that don't really offer. But where there's a will, there's a way, and that's part of the video's topic.
Not sure about you guys. I don't really go to these Habitat for Humanity restores very often. The stores are cool, but the ratio of time spent for the output of the resaleable goods that you find inside, it doesn't really work out in your favor. But I decided, because I'm here in Davidson and checking out what the scene has to offer, that I'm going to go inside and hopefully find something in here. And these restores, if you haven't been in one, they kind of feel, I mean, they're very similar to thrift stores. They might actually be thrift stores, I'm not sure, but they have a lot more of like Home Depot type stuff, a lot of hardware and reclaimed furniture and reclaimed goods. I found this United States Francoma mug. I didn't expect it to. I thought it was kind of like just a handcrafted thing in somebody's basement, and it sells for about $20. But sell-through rate was very low, and there was a lot more available than have sold in the past 90 days, and some of the prices were really low. So even at $1.50, I left that behind. Then I went over to electronics, and I'm specifically looking for like a VHS, DVD combo unit, or what I find here for a minute. I thought I found this one here, but this was actually a DVD video recorder. And those I know can have some more value. The ones that can actually record on DVD, some of those can be in the hundreds of dollars. I found this particular model number sells for about $100. It's relatively damaged and scratched up, but it was selling for only $7. But I noticed the front panel. I didn't notice this at first, but the whole front panel is actually missing there, so I left that behind. And then I find this Civil War set by Time Life Books. I don't know if you guys remember these back from like the 90s, but these can have some value. This is the second time I found this set, and I'm going to talk about this particular set outside a little more. But I just sold this maybe 2 years ago. I picked it up a set just like this for $10 at a garage sale and sold for about $80 in 48 hours. I did find this. I didn't cover this in the store because I couldn't find a price, so I needed to get a price check, and I didn't want to like tip them off that these were something valuable. So they said they actually have a book lady in that prices all the books, but she was not working today. So she said normally for magazines, because these are magazines, they just do $1 each. That's a good price. I didn't look up all of Cinefex, but I do know Cinefex have a lot of value. And you can see on eBay, some of them have some real value. I'm probably going to go through and just see if there's any special ones, because some individual ones seem to be worth, say, $20 if it's the right one. I don't know what those are. The wind started picking up, so we're going to voiceover mode here. And these magazines, I got them for $1 each. Paid there's 41 bucks for all of these. You can see when you're lotting them up, they can go for $250, $350. So at this 41 issues, I think I'm going to put it up for like $275 and take a best offer of anything like north of $200. If you're not familiar with the magazines, they're amazing. They focus on each issue is a few different movies, and they focus on the special effects, and you get to hear about the making of movies. If you're a movie lover, these are really cool. You get to hear insights and interviews from people who are making the movies, stuff that you don't really find insight from other sources. So these are really cool magazines. And like I said, I paid $41, and I think I'm going to get around $250, $300. And this set, like I said, it's the second time I found this set. There's 20 books out of the 28 here. So I think I can still get like $70 and at least double my money, a little more than double my money on this fantastic section of books. So good find.